Are you ready to think big and act bold? Then you are in the right place. This is Innovative Entrepreneurs, a podcast that will bring you the stories, insights, and tips from some of the most successful and innovative entrepreneurs in the world. I am your host, Erica Bailey, and I am here to help you start, scale, and sustain your own entrepreneurial journey. Let's get started. Welcome back, listeners, to another exciting episode of Innovative Entrepreneurs. I am your host, Erica Bailey, and today I have the pleasure of reconnecting with Miss Alex Mic-Podar. I just call her by Alex. She is a brilliant mind behind the Backyard Bookkeeper. In our previous chat, we delved into Alex's journey and insights. Now we're going to dive a little deeper into the world of entrepreneurship with Alex. We're going to talk about AI. We're going to talk about, you know what? We're just going to flow free with this one because she and I work really well together. So there's not a bunch of scripted stuff here today. So let's see where we take this. Good morning, Alex. How you doing?
Good morning, Erica. Thank you for having me back. We finally scheduled it. It's amazing. I'm proud of both of us.
I know. I'm very proud of both of us. We were just talking, we were like, we keep getting back and forth, right? And it's just because life happens and we both understand that. And so it's like, she was saying, at like the middle of the night, she'll wake up and she'll be like, oh shit, I got to respond to Erica. And I'm looking for the same thing. I'm like, oh man. And as we see each other's posts or stuff on social media, and it's like, oh, wait, yeah, but it's always in the most inopportune times. So
good thing we're going to touch base on AI because AI is in some ways, it's improving our lives, but then it's ruining our lives. Two-factor authentication, don't get me started.
Well, that's the whole point. We're going to get started on here, Alex. So
it's the thing that is going to save our bank accounts and our life, but it's the thing that is driving you the most nuts. I cannot stand two-factor authentication. Oh, that makes me late for everything.
All right. Well, you know what? We're going to get passionate, I suppose. Okay, Alex, that's literally, let's jump in on that. So I'd love to know your opinion on AI. I mean, I can give you mine and how it, impacts, marketing, advertising, even business development. What are your thoughts? How is it impacting you and your business?
So AI is coming. It's going to take some jobs away. It's going to replace some jobs. I think it's going to come a little bit slower than people think and all this fear-mongering. The biggest thing that I don't like about the subject of AI is that usually people use the subject in the media and everywhere as, fear-mongering. It's going to come for your jobs. We should be prepared and all this stuff. Yes, it's coming. But I don't think it's coming for our jobs. If you look at it positively, it is actually coming to improve our jobs. And the truth is, AI has been there for the past 100 or some years. I mean, evolvement, technical evolvement, isn't that AI? Last time we talked about me selling, the phone cards, right? In the last episode. Well, didn't we go from coin to phone cards? And then didn't we go from phone cards to cell phones? And didn't we go from the big cell phone to the small cell phone? And didn't we go from cell phones to AI, Siri and Alexa and all these things? It's there. It's nothing new. It's just evolving, right? Mm-hmm. So specifically in our industry, my business partner, this is why I said that she would be so much better talking about how it's impacting in our industry. But 10 years ago, you would talk to her. That was the first touch of AI in our industry was when Intuit came out with QuickBooks Online. Okay. Honestly, the product at the very beginning was a piece of crap. Okay?
I heard that.
I hit my hair. Sorry, guys. We all have issues. Anyway, so it was not good. It was very at the very beginning. It was trying to have some automation, like you would go to the gas pump and, it would download your transactions from your bank account and it would categorize it as, because it was at the gas station, didn't pay attention that you were putting gas in the car. It paid attention that you went and bought a chocolate for $5. So it automatically would just categorize it as groceries, right?
Okay.
So 10 years ago, you would ask my business partner, she would say, I don't want to hear about QuickBooks Online. We were trying so hard to push it as hard as possible to never have to put any of our clients in QuickBooks Online. Now she can't stop talking about it. Now, so it used to be that, I don't know, 1%, maybe 10% of our clients were in QuickBooks Online. Now it's like 97%, because it is also making our lives easier. All of these, being able to download your transactions from the bank and digitalizing it. And in some ways it does categorize it a little bit, but then you go and you teach AI and you say, no, don't put it under groceries, put it under gas, put it under owner's draw, put it under such and such. So it's coming, but on the other hand, if you can stand behind it and you can teach it yourself, you're off the hook. You will have a job for a long time. So it's all about what we do. In the farmers industry, right? Having a farm, you've done everything by hand, and then slowly all these tools came out. Everything, in my opinion, everything that is more technically advanced, it is AI, right?
Okay.
Even gadget or tools or anything that automates it, right? Yes, AI stands for artificial intelligence, but
I can see where the automation part comes from, or where the, productivity, right? So instead of having to go out there, and the farmers, they work their asses off, right? And so now they don't have to, I don't know, I'm not a farmer, I can't speak for them, but to me, having a machine that can literally go and pull olives off the trees for you, rather than you having to go and take a rake and literally pull them off individually one at a time, that increases productivity so that you can do what you do best, which is, fertilize the land and make sure the crop gets to the right people. And that to me is intelligence, because it is expansion, it's innovation. The artificial part, I guess I'm struggling a little bit with. Are you thinking more like automation, or what do you mean by that?
Well, yeah, artificial to me just means something that is not humanly done. Like, let me see if I can come up with something that used to be hand. What is this movement? Hand cracked, right?
Yeah. Okay. I get it.
Yes. I think the AI in it is when somebody came up with the idea on how to still keep the cranking, but you don't have to manually crank it anymore, right? The AI in that machine is what keeps the cranking going. It's the movement, right? Which is automatic. You don't have to crank it anymore. So somebody had to think about how to wire that thing, how to put the right nuts and bolts together for you to not be there and crank it. So yes, it's not AI in the sense it's not Siri speaking back to me, or it's not Alexa speaking back to me, but it's still automatically doing something. It's artificially doing something that you don't have to do anymore, right? Mm-hmm. So in today's world, when we talk about AI, we are thinking about robots and Siri and assistants and computerizing and writing a program and stuff like that. But all of those things existed in even old machines. They had to use a computer to teach the machine how to automate something.
Yes.
So AI was with us from the very beginning. But what is the source of AI is human. It's human knowledge. Yes. And the whole point is that eventually we want AI to learn from patterns by itself, right?
Yes.
That's the point where I don't think we are there yet. and I'm grateful for it. I don't know if it's going to be in my generation or your generation or our children's generation.
You think?
Yeah. but I think it's coming, and that's the nature of programming, right?
Like you said, though, you say, I think it's coming. Well, it's obviously already here. It's been here. It's just the implementation of how to use this differently than we have over the past. You could even go back to caveman times or when the wheel was invented, right? Like
right in here.
Remember, because we're consistently growing and creating something out of nothing. And if you look at it the way that you said, the big thing is that word artificial and then intelligence put together.
Yeah, or it could just stand for automated intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So I think, oh my goodness, you have a really good outlook on this.
Since we were talking about farmers, and here's the thing, we might get some people who will be like, oh my goodness, you girls, you have no idea what you're talking about. And that's okay. And this is about talking about it, right? So when it comes to the farmers, right, one of the reasons why a lot of farmers or, ranches or whatever, they had a big issue when these big, huge machines came in. It was because they couldn't afford to buy them, but their neighbor could.
Yeah.
So the neighbor suddenly went from doing 10% of the work to 100% with the machine, and they couldn't afford it. This is I guess the worst thing about AI is that everything that is coming out, if you don't know how to build it, it's going to be very expensive. And that's how it's going to replace you. Because you're not ahead of it, or you're not behind to push it. You're not the one who's creating it. And when it comes to our company, I'm a geek. I don't want to say this as a pride, but I think one of the reasons why for 16 years, we're still one of the strongest in the industry is because I'm a geek and I pay attention to these trends. And usually I am 5 steps ahead, or I constantly look for innovations that I can bring into our company, how I can automate our billing. I have a Backyard Bookkeeper in the metaverse. I'm building the business in the metaverse. I built it the first time the first Oculus came out. I bought it and I was like, oh, this is interesting. So yes, I exist in the metaverse, just half here. And I do go around and talk to people about Backyard Bookkeeper. So Backyard Bookkeeper is in the metaverse and I'm going to be there. AI is all about, again, automated intelligence. I'm going to call it that because that's what it is. It's resources of knowledge, right? And when I'm saying I want Backyard Bookkeeper to be behind AI, not even in front of AI, because that's going to be very hard. Because I would say 70% of our jobs is data entry. And that automation is going to be where the AI is going to get it correctly, that it's not a snack from the gas station, but it is actually gas, and it is actually an owner's drawer. And it just did, 70% of the job. The 30% is what makes Backyard Bookkeeper survive. Number one, part of that 30% is all of the knowledge that we acquired in 16 years, which is working in all of these new softwares that they're coming out, that they're trying to compete with Intuit. Intuit is not going away. They have the market. They have a monopoly on the market. They have the money to put into the software. And this is why QuickBooks is the most used software out there. Am I a fan that they have a monopoly? Do I think that other softwares have the potential to become big? Yes. The problem is they don't have the money, just like that farmer didn't have the money to buy the new machinery, right?
Good job, Alex. That was so cool.
I think that 30% of knowledge that we have, I want to take our 16% of experience in working all of these softwares. And when that new real competition to Intuit is going to come, because it is going to come, I want Backyard Bookkeeper to help the AI learn it and become better than Intuit. than QuickBooks. Does that make sense? That's what I'm striving for. Or I want, Intuit to come to us and say, you know what, you're representing so many of years of bookkeeping. We want to learn how to do it better. That's how you stay behind it. You teach AI. AI needs to be taught.
Oh, yeah, it absolutely needs to be taught. It needs to be taught by people who understand people, who know what to look for. And you have to have experience, like you said, 16 years of knowledge and experience in order to create that knowledge. You know what I mean? If you look at whether it's a candy bar or it's gas, when you look at it. I do think we have to have people behind the scenes no matter what. So, for example, with my business, right? There's all sorts of ways that we can use AI, all sorts of ways to automate things, to make things faster, to make things better, and to make us more productive so that we can focus more on strategy and implementation and results, and less on, production and the small things that really just we can, put off of our plate because it makes sense. You can use it for graphic design, right? You still need a person to actually look at it to say, this is what I want to see. I'm building a website. I want to see a picture of a rhinoceros running through a stream of purple water with a, fairy flying over it. Yeah. Okay. It's much easier to have AI create something like that than it is for my graphic designer. It just takes less time. So we use it in all aspects of our business. And if we aren't ahead of the times, if we're not literally standing right there learning every day along with it, we will be behind the game. We will be lost. Yeah. We'll be that farmer that didn't have enough money to buy the big and shiny. And a lot of small businesses will, at least I think. What do you think?
Well, how about a lot of small businesses focus on educating themselves? I think the secret is start a fund. Start the fund where you put aside 10% of what you're making, or even 2% of what you're making. You put it into a fund and you say, this is my AI knowledge fund. This is the fund that is going to allow me to buy the softwares that can take me to the next level. But if you just sit around and you're like, oh my goodness, no, AI is coming for my job, there is nothing I can do. We're bookkeepers, 70% of our job, I guarantee you, within the next 50 years is going to go away. But that 30% matters. And this is what we do with Backyard Bookkeeper. We have bookkeepers, we used to have and still have some bookkeepers who have a very hard time wrapping their heads around QuickBooks Online, right?
Really?
All of these subscriptions. We have clients who refuse to go from QuickBooks Desktop to QuickBooks Online. And it's funny, my business partner and I went the first time to the Intuit conference, to QuickBooks conference, and we were talking with other businesses, other bookkeeper companies, other accounting companies, and we were talking about we're 100%, I am 100% that QuickBooks Desktop is going to go away. Here's the thing, even AI has a reason. One is to make your life easier. Two is to get rid of some jobs that can be automated. And three is subscription-based. Subscription-based services are taking over the market. The whole purpose of subscription-based is, to be honest, is to make money off of your laziness. This is why one of the most profitable businesses out there is, you would be surprised, is one of the most profitable businesses out there is a car wash. Why? Because it requires very little people. And you go and you wash your car, but now they even brought in subscriptions where you can buy a monthly thing, where you only take your car every 6 months to wash. And so they're making 5 months worth of money off of you, and you've done nothing because you cannot get your booty to the car wash to get a car to wash
your overhead is not so.
And and everything is machine, right? You have 2 or 3, maybe 4 people to stop the machine from killing the car. But other than that, you don't really need people there, right?
Okay.
The other one is what? Vending machines. These were all subscriptions before you even knew it. Why are vending machines such a big deal? It's because you're a lazy bum to get your buttocks down from the 10th floor and go out and get, or because you're overworked and you do not have the time. So best place to put the vending machine is in corporation offices where people can just go put some, 50 cents in, $2 in, and they get a Coke, they get a candy, they get a whatever. What's another very, very profitable business that is all over the place, especially in America? You have it at each corner. Gyms. Gyms are the ones that really brought in subscription-based services. They're the ones who started, like, you pay for 1 month in advance. And then either you like coming to the gym, either you get your butt over here or not, we are going to charge you, right? And so that subscription base is what really drives AI also. QuickBooks into it. The reason why they're going, it's my 100% conviction, they're not going away from QuickBooks Desktop because it's overdated. It's because there is more money in selling you the online version that you will pay monthly and you will never use, than to have it on your computer that might actually make you sit down and do the work. I mean, yeah, you have both on your computer, but one has a subscription, the other doesn't. So first they started saying, okay, we are going to allow you to have the desktop version, which is bigger and broader and can do more stuff, but you will pay a subscription. But now they implemented and brought in even more AI and even more new softwares attachments to QuickBooks Online. And they're saying, you know what, it's just financially not worth it for us to develop the other one when now 90% of our clients are on online and only 10% are on desktop. So it's subscription-based services that is bringing AI to the forefront.
So, like, you can have a subscription-based service where, that's probably what you do, is they pay monthly for basically your bookkeeping services. You've got that already set. I'm wondering what other small businesses could do to create some sort of subscription base. There's got to be so many creative ways that that can be done.
The biggest change, what really helped us evolve and what really helped us, I'll be honest, we are a subscription-based bookkeeping firm. In this sense, I'm the most Eastern European you can find, which is we have protocols in our systems. We're month to month. We're not, you pay upfront for the year. We do not, at the moment, have cancellation fees. So literally, our clients can come and say, I'm going to cancel with you. The next day, we're offboarding them and they're gone, right? But we also have protocols. When I'm saying I'm Eastern European, I'm very, very honest. And so though I love somebody to just keep paying us and they never give us the information and we never can do the work, but I'm still going to charge them for it, right? Yeah. But I would feel like I'm stealing. Business-wise, that's the smart thing to do. That's how we would be millionaires today, right? But my integrity doesn't allow that. So we do have protocols in our systems that says if for this long the client is incommunicado, is not giving us anything, we cannot do the work, we send an email to the client and say, we're taking you off as our client, we're pausing your subscription, please let us know what you want to do next, right? We don't want to take people's money just because we can. But see,
that is, but that is who you are. Honestly, and we talked about this last time, it's kindness. No matter what, AI is never going to replace human kindness, right? Like that's just, the way that you're treating people is going to get you that, continuously get you that business. And that's not AI that's doing that. That's you. That's you creating those guidelines for AI to follow, right? But it's your kindness and your heart and your soul that's going into this planning to make sure that your customers are treated with that type of respect. And I freaking love that about you.
I want the small client that will grow with me. I also want the client that will know that no matter what, we are going to take care of them, right? And here's the thing. Tomorrow, the end of the world can come, and it's not going to come the way we think it's going to come, which is going to be a big, huge boom and everybody disappears. No. I think the way if it ever comes, it's going to be a hit on our internet. And if the internet goes down, guess what? AI will go down. And if AI goes down, guess what? Everything goes down. So I still have bookkeepers on our team who knows how to do the old ledger. The green ledger with paper. So I'm ready. I'm there. Whatever happens, AI comes, I have people. Green ledger comes back. I have people, we know how to do accounting on paper too. So we're ready.
There you go. You got to prepare for everything.
Be ready when you're educating yourself. You should not educate yourself just on one side. You have to be educated on the other side too.
I don't remember what your education background is. I mean, you seem so knowledgeable.
Again, thank you. My education level is not that high. I only have an associate's. So,
well, you're brilliant. It's like your life learned. It's, you know what I mean? You truly invest in knowledge. And I just think that is the greatest thing that anybody can ask for, obviously, when they're working with somebody, I believe. Because if you're not learning, you're dead. If you're not growing, then, you're going to get left behind. So I think
there's a difference between education. I think a person can be educated and not knowledgeable. I have a ton of books in my office, and I've read every single one of them. And I have taken, my goal when I read a book, and I don't read that many, so I'm not going to brag here. I say, I read a book a week or something. I'm not one of those people. But every single book that I've read in my life, my goal was how can I implement it? What is it that, every book in my hand, I've never read a book that I didn't implement something from it. Even Harry Potter. Even Harry Potter has a lot to teach us.
Oh my God, I have a letter from Hogwarts right there. I have this whole design thing from Harry Potter in my house. I'm hanging these up. This is Dumbledore's quotes.
Right?
I am the biggest dork when it comes to Harry Potter. You have no idea. But yes, you can learn a lot from those books. You and I just fell in love with you all over again.
About Hermione, right? She's so educated, but what makes her great is how smart she is. And the whole Prisoner of Azkaban, where she has the clock that she can turn back and be in multiple places at once and all of those things. If that's not teaching you about prioritizing and time management, if that part doesn't teach you about that, then you're really not getting anything out of it.
Oh, my mind just went, psh. Oh my gosh.
She could have done so many things with that, but no, she chose to spend that. The whole thing is about how to spend your time right. I know, now we're really geeking off. People are probably...
that's okay, man. Make sure you use Harry Potter in the hashtags and make sure and drop the time here, peeps, because that's going to be great. Oh my goodness. Okay, so before we close off, unfortunately, I could talk to you for hours and hours. We're talking about, AI is not going to come after everybody's jobs, but I mean, the reality is there are going to be some jobs that are lost. And that's just the truth. What do you think? What do you think's going to happen? I mean, what do you think's going to happen to the people who, I guess, aren't embracing AI, or whose jobs are, not there anymore because AI is doing it better, bigger, better, faster, smarter?
This is exactly why I'm saying be prepared that if you do lose your job, that you have savings, that be prepared while you have a job to maybe pay off some of your debt. Here's the thing, next to AI, we also have social media. And if you haven't been a star till now it's your chance to be a star. Great, you lost your job because of AI. Get your butt out there and share your story.
Mm-hmm.
Create a new job for yourself that has nothing to do with AI. Go tell the world how you lost your job because of AI. Go talk to those people who also lost their jobs. Go be the influential person that will speak against AI. That is okay. And if you lose your job, learn how to cook. Learn how to make bread without going to the store and buying it for $6-7. Learn how to go back. The most important thing is go home, lick your wounds for 15 minutes, and then get up. No matter what, get up. Just get up and keep going and find another way. If your sorrows is what is going to make you happy, accept your sorrows and go invent something. Learn how to cook. Go back to the old ways. Here's the thing. AI is not going to replace the food. It's impossible yet to replace it. I mean, we know that there is 3D printing now that can print food, right?
I'd rather have something homegrown.
Yeah. The same way AI is coming up, more and more nutritionists are coming up and talking about the really bad food that we're eating, right? So then go learn how to garden. To survive, you don't need money. You don't even need a roof above your head. Embrace cold plunging. So when the winter comes, you will be like, oh, this is nothing for me. Embrace the changes and stand up for what you believe in. So if you're against AI, then live the life. And don't complain about it. Let it happen. Go do your thing. This is why I said you have to be educated on both sides. I'm embracing AI, but I'm also preparing. And I know how to cook. I know how to plant potatoes. I know how to garden. I know how to fix things around my house. I also know how to put money aside to pay off my debt.
I think I need you as a bookkeeper.
Me, for sure not, but I'll give you one of my bookkeepers. Because if I do your books, you're screwed.
Maybe you can be my coach, because I don't seem to know how to do that very well.
You see what I'm saying?
AI is going to take jobs. It really is. The fact is we have the ability to educate and grow no matter where we are, no matter who we are, no matter what phase of life you're in. You know what I mean? If AI takes your job, find something that you can do. I mean, we all have value to bring. AI is going to take over a lot of the processes that we do, but it's not going to take over my ability to strategize. And AI is going to take jobs, but I think it's our responsibility as people to learn what we can do when that happens. Already have a plan for it. Like you said, know both sides. Already have a plan for it. And you're right. If you're pissed off because AI took your job and you want to go find other people who are pissed off and, have a community of those who are going through the same thing, support each other. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speak your mind. But here's the thing. Speak your mind. But my suggestion is consider finding ways, rather than screaming about it, finding ways to teach everybody something new so that they can get back employment, right? You have a community of pissed off people. Well, turn them into supportive people who are there to teach each other so that they can continue to survive in a way that they are happy. Be pissed, fine, but make change. Don't make noise.
Give yourself 15 minutes. Here's the thing. I don't like when people are like, oh, just let's be positive about everything. No, you flipping doing your job. Go lick your wounds. Go scream. Go punch the walls. But do not let it get you down. And the other thing is, I do want to say this, because I want to speak more and more about this amazing country that we live in. Okay? We're so privileged to live in America. And I was saying this, I was on a panel the other day, and I said this. I see homeless people in Vegas or somewhere else, and you can just look in their eyes and you can tell that they're lost. And sometimes I just want to go and shake them and say, man, you speak English. Do you know that you are a small percentage of the world that speaks English? Instead of fighting to be on the streets and beg for money to buy a passport, and go find an English teaching job. You speak a language that a bunch of people just dream of speaking it. You don't know how to teach grammar? That's okay. Just sign up to go speak with somebody, to practice with somebody, and they would pay you for it. But here's the thing. It's so much easier to just get comfortable in your sorrow than to actually change your sorrow. And that's the thing. Don't get comfortable in your sorrow. Do not allow that to be your life.
Yes.
Change. Even if AI comes for our jobs in America, I guarantee you that there is going to be a part of the world that AI doesn't even exist anymore. Take your skills, get yourself a passport, and go. Don't be comfortable in your world here. Like, even if you have kids, if you keep telling your kids that I don't want to travel because of my kids, that's the biggest BS you can say.
Take your kids somewhere, let them see something beautiful.
Take your kids somewhere and let them see the world.
Yes.
Don't use your kids as an excuse for your comfortability. You are the one who are comfortable. Your kids will adopt. That's why they're kids. They're supposed to be adopting. So AI might come in America, but I guarantee you that in Machu Picchu, I don't know, I'm just making up always when I don't know what place, I just call it Machu Picchu. So I apologize for that. I like
but that's all I know. So maybe that isn't a
think out of the box, AI might take over the jobs here, but then for 20, 30 years of your lifetime in another country, they haven't even heard about that technology. Go be the first one.
Hell yeah. You are phenomenal. You are truly a brilliant-minded woman. But here's the thing, what I love most about you is you are kind. And you understand that there's so much more opportunity that people just don't see. And you want to share that knowledge, and we want to help. And I just think that's the type of person I would want to do business with, right? So not only do I think that you are just phenomenal as a human being, but you're the type of person I would want to do business with, and I would want to trust my money with, you know what I mean? So
thank you.
Again, everybody, this is the beautiful Alex, and I love what she has to say. So I suggest you definitely check this one out once or twice.
Well, thank you for having me, my dear.
Thank you, Alex. We'll talk to you soon, dear. Wow, what a great episode. I hope you had as much fun as I did. If you want more of this goodness, make sure you subscribe so that you get notifications for future podcasts. And if you found value from this, please share it with others. You can visit our website at cwgdigital.com. This is Erica Bailey. I am your host, and I will see you next time.